Hello loves, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be breaking down the new moon in Aquarius that's happening February 1st, and we're just going to be doing the forecast as we always do. So we're going to be breaking down the planetary positions, then we're going to be talking about the aspects. We're going to do a little bit of a spell guide. We're going to look at the oracle cards, the tarot cards for this specific moon. I'm really excited to talk about it because there's a lot of stuff going on in the cards. Okay, now for the planetary positions, the sun will be in Aquarius, the moon will be in Aquarius, Mercury will be in Capricorn in retrograde, Venus will be in Capricorn, Mars will be in Capricorn, Jupiter will be in Pisces, Saturn will be in Aquarius, Uranus will be in Taurus, Neptune will be in Pisces, Pluto will be in Capricorn. There are two stelliums happening at the same time. We have an Aquarius stellium because the sun, moon, and Saturn are in Aquarius, and we have a Capricorn stellium because the Mercury, Venus, Mars, and Pluto are in Capricorn. So literally the planet is air. The planets are air and the planets are earth right now. There's a lot of Saturnian energy. There's a lot of Uranus energy as well. So let's get started. First and foremost, there's a sun in conjunction to the moon because the sun and the moon are both in the same signs. So they're definitely on the same page. They're getting along. They're seeing things from the same perspective. There's quite a bit of conjunctions for this specific new moon because obviously I just told you guys, like, there's two stelliums, which means that there's a lot of planets in the same sign. So there's also a sun in conjunction to Saturn, obviously because Saturn is in Aquarius. There's a moon in conjunction to Saturn because the moon is in Aquarius, Saturn is in Aquarius. Mercury in conjunction to Pluto because both of those are in Capricorn. Venus in conjunction to Mars because they're both in Capricorn. Conjunctions literally happen when they're in the same sign. So there's a lot of conjunctions for this specific new moon. So they're feeling wise, you definitely have the feeling that the planets are batting for the same team. You have a lot of Capricorn energy, you have a lot of Aquarian energy. Definitely make sure you look at your transits. Make sure you look at where Capricorn and Aquarius falls for you in your chart, so you have a specific kind of viewpoint of what's going on personally for you. Okay, we do have a sun squaring Uranus for this new moon in Aquarius. When it comes to sun square Uranus, this is the ego squaring the planet of chaos. Okay, because you guys know the sun is your inner child, your ego, and it is our willpower, right? The sun's energy is, at the end of the day, our willpower. So when we have Uranus, the planet of chaos, unexpected change, revolution, evolution, in a square with our ego, that means that during this new moon in Aquarius, mind you, Aquarius is also ruled by Uranus, so it already carries the energy of revolution, individuality, that energy of just like change and shift, and let me do something different. Let me shake things up. Let me shake things up a little bit. Also keep in mind that Venus would have gone direct January 29th already, so there is that kind of shift that's happening, even though you should give Venus, you know, a minute, because once Venus moves into out of retrograde and it goes direct, it goes into its post shadow phase, and it takes like a little bit for it to kind of, you know, get ready for to be fully out there. Same when Mercury goes into retrograde and it goes direct, there is a post shadow phase for the planetary energies to just start moving forwards again. So I would give, you know, Venus a little bit before you just start doing all the rituals forward. But for this specific for this specific new moon in Aquarius, this Saturn is square with the Uranus is going to make it so, you know, you might want to do a makeover, you might want to do a change, you might want to redo your hair, you might need to change something up, you might need to like literally change your wardrobe. You might just have like a moment where you're just like, you know what, I need something different. Like you're just kind of like something's itching at you, I need to do something different. I need to buy something, I need to work on something, I need to change something, I need to like I need a haircut, it's like an upgrade. There's definitely an upgrade that's happening, and it's gonna be feeding our egos. But that square, it's almost kind of like it's been itching, it's like it's almost bothering for a minute, and it just needs to happen. It needs to burst, it needs to just, you know, and it's going to make it so it's kind of like, if you don't like if you've been very comfortable not having like changes for a minute, it's just almost kind of like it just needs to happen. Or something will happen where, I don't know, you'll get gum stuck in your hair randomly, chaotically, and then you'll have to like get a haircut or something like that unexpectedly as Uranus moves. But there is this energy of kind of like something popping off, triggering your ego, our egos, making a shift happen that just completely changes our perspective, changes our kind of, changes our energy, changes and kind of shifts where we're at emotionally, mentally, but specifically at our core with who we are. There's like this definitely this trigger to grow, this trigger to shift and change. We also have we also have a moon square Uranus. Again, remember they're in the same sign. So emotionally, we're also going to be going through this process. You might be very intuitively called to do something a little bit different, or you might feel like just kind of like doing something a little bit different, and then it's kind of like it's like you don't want to, but it's like but you need to, and it's almost like it's just the way that it happens might just feel a little bit out of place, or might just feel like, you know what, I need to happen. I've been needing to do this. I've been needing to cut this person off. I've been needing to detach. I need to just block this person. I need to just, you know what, I'm tired of playing games. I'm just like, it's just like the way things happen are just kind of like very like it just happens. So if you kind of ghost somebody during this time, it's very Aquarian energy, because Aquarius also rules detachment, but there is just kind of this energy of kind of like I just this needs to happen. If somebody kind of like did something to you, or like if you're like plotting revenge or someone, or you're just like, you know, somebody steps out of turn and you're trying to figure out how to respond or what to do, there could be kind of like this energy of like revenge, this energy of like, no, I'm gonna get them back, I'm gonna, you know, again, that Aquarian energy, Uranus energy is the energy of revolution. You gotta remember that. So there is that energy of like, I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna just like, it's definitely a lot within doing stuff within the physical realm. It definitely affects us in the physical realm. We did get the honoring the masculine, respecting men, embracing the masculine divine. There's something about the physical realm, something within, whether it's your physical body, your home, your space, there's something happening within the physical realm that's very real, it's very physical, that we're going to be very reactive to during this time. So definitely keep in mind what chaos is happening right now, that you need to ultimately address. Now I will say with the Venus trine Uranus, that aspect that's happening, there's definitely a kind of a push for some very chaotic relationship, love, or even money energy. You might see money pop out randomly, especially when it comes to Venus in a trine with Uranus. Is like, especially because Uranus is the planet of unexpected change, you might see like money flow happening randomly, or in a very unexpected time, like you weren't even thinking about it, and all of a sudden, you know, I don't know, somebody just sent you money, or you got a letter in the mail, or you got a bonus that just came out of nowhere. There is this kind of energy of also with relationships, kind of maybe even getting hot and bothered at the most inconvenient times, or meeting someone at a very like, just poof, you bumped into someone and all of a sudden like there's just this attraction. You're like, what? I was just working on this, my mind was all over here, and now I'm just kind of like, what? Kind of like in that kind of vibe. It is very like, I came here and I just came to disrupt your vibe. Like it's just like, it's giving that energy. So keep that in mind with Venus in trine with Uranus. It makes things a little bit unexpected. It makes things a little bit, you know, hot and heavy, like randomly, like all of a sudden there's just something popping off. So give that, there's definitely some good fun harmonies in relationships with this time. If you are trying to, like, for example, like get pregnant or something like that, this would be a really good new moon to work some fertility magic, because Venus trine Uranus is just like, again, Uranus is a planet of unexpected change, and that is some unexpected change that you might want to hear if you are trying to do that kind of work right now. This would be a good moon to work that. Mars will also be in a trine with Uranus. Same as Venus trine Uranus. Mars trine Uranus can make things very, very passionate, very kind of like, again, a little bit chaotic. When it comes to spell work and kind of working like your spells, working your dreams, like, because Uranus is like the main planet that you should be focusing on for the specific new moon in Aquarius, especially because it's Aquarius season. That is his ruling sign. Mars trine Uranus is very passionate, very calculated wartime, very calculated plot, very calculated petitions, very calculated, like, I know exactly how it's gonna happen at this time in this place. It's a very calculated, but it's also kind of like, this is also a good time to surprise someone. This is also a good time to kind of like do a cleanse, to kind of shake things up, really prepare yourself for what it is that you want for the future, because Uranus is also the planet that rules futuristic energies, and definitely making moves towards the future, towards your success during this time. Now, when it comes to the cards, we got quite a bit of things. When it comes to our tarot cards, we have the 5 of Cups in reverse, we have the Queen of Swords, and we have the 7 of Swords. Okay, then we have the 9 of Swords. I'm sorry, wait, did I say the 9 of Swords? I meant the 8 of Swords. No, wait, that is the 9 of Swords. The 9 of Swords. And did I just say it backwards? I did. And the Knights of Cups. Now, there's a couple of things going on here. First and foremost, you see that that 5 of Cups in reverse? The 5 of Cups in reverse, it's kind of a little bit of being in denial. Okay, there's some of us that have been kind of burying down, like, that we've been hurting or being in pain about certain situations. We've been kind of burying it down and kind of just detaching ourselves from our pain. But it's been causing us, like, a need for healing, like opportunity for healing, like needing for us to like heal and work on ourselves. And then moving into the 7 of Swords and the 9 of Swords, it's kind of like you've actually been causing yourself a lot of harm by not addressing your emotional energy, by not addressing like how you really feel. It's been causing you a lot of harm by being in this kind of airy element. Granted, there's so much air in the sky, it's kind of like, it makes sense for why it's very airy, but at the same time, it's like, if you've been neglecting your emotional energy, y'all, do not forget that Jupiter is in Pisces. Please, I am begging you, do not forget that Jupiter is in Pisces. If you've been neglecting your emotional energies and kind of just moving from a mental state, you have been causing yourself a lot of self-harm, and it is a time for healing right now. It is a time for working through and releasing, letting go, and again, going through that upgrade that you definitely need to go through, especially collectively, just needing to go through that collective upgrade. Sorry, y'all, babe just got home and Pink is barking at home because she wants kisses. But there is definitely an upgrade that's happening. There is a shift that's happening again. And this is why we're trying to we're trying to focus on bettering ourselves, but we can't do that by just ignoring our past, our problems, our emotions. We can't do that. That is going to cost us like more self-harm in the long term. So don't do that. Focus on your emotions. Give them the time that they need. Okay. Especially if you've been detaching from your emotions unhealthily. Okay. The funny thing about when I did this, the poll for all the oracle cards, is getting this card. Okay, read it. It says new moon in Aquarius, and this is literally, I'm doing the new moon in Aquarius reading. I was like, ah. It says bring love into the situation, and this is 1000% true for this freaking new moon. Like, it's 100% true. You need to love yourself. You need to care for yourself. You need to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. You need to make sure that you are doing and making the shift and making the moves. And again, if you're doing, like, maybe you're doing I don't know, a makeover, maybe you're just getting, you're getting a new wardrobe, you're going shopping, you're detaching from a relationship or something that has been causing you a lot of harm or whatever it is. It's kind of like, no, you're bringing love into the situation. You're trying to love yourself first. You're trying to take care of yourself. You're trying to make sure that you're okay. You're trying to make sure that you are in a place where you can, fill up that jar, so then you can pour that jar of like that cup. Give that cup, okay? Give that cup to where other places of your life where it needs it, right? And so there's kind of like this focus on just kind of like bringing the love back, even if it's just for yourself. We also have, it's time to release negative energy. Full moon in Scorpio. The moon is in Scorpio right now as I'm making this video, so It's time to release negative energy. It's time to detach. That Uranus is going to make it so things are kind of shifting and moving. And a new romantic cycle begins, new moon in Libra. And I'm not surprised about this because you have, like, you know, things shifting into Valentine's Day coming up soon. So there is this kind of shift into love and romance. And you know, not a lot of people love, you know, Valentine's Day for what it is, but like I tell you guys every year, there's a reason why, you know, Valentine's Day falls under Aquarius. It does not fall under Taurus season. It does not fall under Leo season. It does not fall under Libra season. It falls under Aquarius season. It is because it is meant to be a holiday that is celebrated collectively. Okay, collective energy is ruled by Aquarius. It is meant to be a day where love itself is celebrated collectively. So there is this focus on us all collectively reminding and working and bringing love back into the situation, and reminding ourselves to kind of care for ourselves as well. We also have Atlantis, rapid development, excellence, and success. So it's not that we're going to be like, you know, failing, or like, you know, it's not like this is going to be successful. The harm that you've been causing yourself is not going to be successful. Okay, it's not going to be successful. Some of you have been doing a lot of self-harm though, but it's not going to be successful in the long run, because ultimately you will have to come back to your emotional energies. You will have to you will have to address it. The second you bring love back into the equation, your emotions just start pouring right back in there. And we have time and tide, oceanic spells and rituals, because some of you literally need to go connect to the literal ocean, the literal water, and like literally connect back, so you can get back on track with your emotional energy. Some of you just literally need to go to the ocean and cry. And you guys know that's like my favorite recommendation to do every year. I tell y'all, go to the ocean and go cry, and just pour that in there. Pour Yamaya her tears. Give her tears. Talk to her about how you're feeling. Okay, so when it comes to spell work for this specific new moon, y'all need a spiritual bath. Y'all need to connect to the element of water, because y'all neglecting that Jupiter and Pisces. Y'all getting lost in the air. Okay, y'all getting lost in the air and trying to be grounded in all of the hoopla, that you're forgetting about, like, the water. Okay, Jupiter is in Pisces. Water, ocean. Some of you need to do a very, very basic sea salt bath. Okay, water, sea salt, a little bit of Florida water if you feeling fresh, and just do a really basic. Some of you really just need to be sitting on sea salt. Like, just, some of you need to go to the ocean. Some of you should be doing some water magic, water spells. For some of you, when it comes to detachment work or even romantic work, if some of you are trying to attract a new partner, or set intention for a new partner or anything like that, this would be a really great time to do so. This is a great time for you guys to set those spells and set those, you know, those intentions, so that way you can kind of like come out of the situation not necessarily frustrated or feeling stuck or feeling like, you know, like, how do I shake this? How do I move past this? But actually in a productive way. And allowing this new romantic cycle to begin. So this is a great time to do love work. Even though I know I'm saying this right now, and it's like there's a retrograde right now, but Venus is moving out of retrograde by the time this comes out. So and it's because it's a new moon. Great time to set new intentions for love, new intentions for a relationship for this year. What do you want your romance to look like for the rest of the year? Great time to kind of reflect on that and look at how you've been self-harming yourself with your emotions. Bottom of the deck. Literally, this is the bottom of the deck. Queen of Cups, Page of Swords, Two of Swords, Nine of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, I'm telling you, with the swords, we've been blocking ourselves, and especially our emotional energy. There's emotional happiness to be had if you actually like put in the work to receive it. Okay, you just have to put in the work, but definitely do a cleansing. I wouldn't necessarily do some candle magic right now. It's not the time, even though Mars is still in. No, Mars went to Capricorn. I'm still thinking Mars is in Sag. Whatchamacallit? Even though, I wouldn't necessarily do any fire spells right now. I wouldn't necessarily do any fire spells during this new moon. Just because it's just not the time. I would focus on water. I would focus on air. You can incorporate earth with using crystals or herbs, but I would focus on taking a spiritual bath. I feel like a lot of you need a spiritual cleansing right now. And yeah, just kind of focus on just shifting the energy in a way that actually makes sense, in a way that's just, you know, bringing new light, new birth, new freshness into your life. So if you need to do like a makeover, if you need to do something just shifting, you know, do focus on doing that for this specific new moon in Aquarius. Okay, that is the breakdown, that is the forecast. I hope that you guys got all the messages that you needed. As always, I would definitely see you loves in the next video. Definitely don't forget to check out the Patreon, or if you need a reading, my website will be down below. Also, do not forget to sign up for the workshop that's happening in February. It's going to be all about healing your inner child, and I'm super excited about it. Definitely make sure you get your tickets because it will be selling out soon. It's almost like over halfway getting sold out, so I want to make sure everybody who can come through can come through. So definitely make sure you get your tickets down below. I would definitely see you loves in the next video.